side of our area just taunting us, but at least you could get up into the mountains today. It'd be a great day to go for a hike simply because we've got that temperature difference up in the mountains with that small dip in humidity. That does make a difference in rain chances, but I think that what we do is we spend the day mostly sunny, and then as the temperature drops and gets closer to the dew point, right? So your dew point's the temperature your air is saturated. Mornings, your relative humidity relative to the temperature, and evenings are when you have that higher percentage. So in the evening, I think we can create more of a stray pop-up around the mountains to foothills, the plateau. Our terrain changes here, but it is more of a 10% coverage at best, and only at the end of the day. So we've got a mostly sunny, hot, and still pretty humid kind of day, so it feels hotter. So it'll go from 72 this morning to 87 at noon. Southwesterly wind today 5 to 10 miles per hour. 95 this afternoon, upper 80s this evening with that stray pop-up. So in the afternoon, when it's all about the heat and humidity, I mean, it already feels like it's around 90 throughout much of our area at lunch. So then this afternoon, feels like it gets closer to triple digits in the south to central valley. That'll be 99 in Knoxville and Loudon, and 100 Athens, feeling like 99 in Maryville and 98 Harriman to Clinton to Deer Lodge to 95 for a feels like temperature in Cross. Remember, this is in the shade based on humidity alone. We got plenty of sun to make us all feel hotter. So if you can, stick to the shade because it's still sticky enough out there. It'll feel like 95 in Powell Valley to 94 in Harlan. Heat index in the shade 98 Rutledge and 96 in Pigeon Forge. So everybody should still stay hydrated today. And then tomorrow morning we'll have patchy fog again, lots of sun, but we'll get back into more of the traditional midday stray rain and storms popping up in the mountains. Isolated rain and storms can then develop into parts of the valley, plateau, Tennessee, Kentucky line throughout your Friday afternoon and your evening. Still, again, spotty coverage. Still the typical summer story in East Tennessee. Fizzles out closer to sunset, stray rain and storms in case you got some Friday evening plans on into your weekend. So when I add that up, you can see what I mean here. We're just getting back to a couple of spots. I say the lucky few getting the lawn and garden water by these blue dots here dotted in our area. A good ½ an inch to an inch, but again, that's just dotted at about 20% coverage. Tomorrow, let's spread out the heat. The humidity's ticking back up with this teeny tiny dip for Thursday. 72 in the morning, still a few degrees above average. It'll be 87 at noon, so right around the normal high by lunchtime, so we can keep climbing into more 90s tomorrow afternoon. Now I want to point out how hot that feels because that's really what's very important to us too. It zaps us, it drains us. We have to stay hydrated when it feels like it's 90 at 11 a.m. and it feels like it's 100 at 5 p.m. So keep that in mind for your Friday to end your week. On to the weekend, I do want to point out on your first alert futurecast, more of the same. All right, spotty rain and storms midday Saturday, dancing along the plateau in the mountains. Got you at about 20% coverage in that first alert forecast for your weekend. So we just kind of keep going. Heat, humidity, spotty storms, low to mid 90s for highs is the best we can do in this small teeter-totter into next week. But we are seeing that potential to build even mid to some upper 90s later next week. Middle of the week, hotter, late week, some scattered storms in this first alert 8-day planner.
Hopefully storms cool us